welcome back to the Momentum Table. We're all very excited for tonight. Um, I'm not going to get too far into it because my lovely love over here is going to give us a recap in character. And then we're going to jump right in because last time you guys found your new homes, your cabins, your houses, and it's been about 2 days in game. They've had to finish the repairs from the explosion that you guys got to see sort of the aftermath of. And in that time frame, you guys have been able to kind of play with the Den Realm magic of momentum because it does react to you guys since you are a part of it. Hope you did your homework and you decided how to describe your
I
homes.
did have one question on that. Absolutely. Are the cabins, homes, are they wheeled like because this is a moving thing, or are they taken down and rebuilt every time?
So, momentum, as we kind of touched on last time, in the outside world, we're going to say like the overworld, we're going to talk in Pokemon terms right now. So in the overworld, it is just physically that arch to nowhere that you guys saw that was made out of different stones that had like the ribbons on it. And it wasn't until you stepped through it that you actually entered into this pocket dimension that is momentum and its compound. But I won't tell too much because you guys are going to get to do some fun stuff this game. And then actually next game, we're going to get into the mechanics of that. So spoilers. But that being said, I'm going to turn the microphone over and Jason, aka Tibbity, is going to give us a recap in character of what happened last time.
Well, we open up on Tibbety in his new home. He sighs as he sits down to his new writing desk in his new home in the Momentum compound. See him pull out a satchel and then reach much deeper into the bag than it looks like it could be able to hold. He pulls out a pen, parchment, envelope, lays them out all neatly on his desk. Each movement is natural, habit or ritual he has completed many times before. He slowly uncaps the pen, smooths the paper, and begins to write. How did I end up here? How's it come to this? Been traveling for so long, searching for answers about my past. I never wanted to join Momentum. Always felt there was something off about the organization. Sure, I've done some work for them over the years and become friends with some of the people even. But joining, accepting the contract, becoming bound? Well, it's done. Best to make the most of it while I'm here, and the resources available to us now. After the ceremony and the explosion that we heard in the distance, we traveled to Momentum HQ. We were escorted by Indigo and Gearshaft, and BangBang, of course. Before this trip, we got to interact with a few of the other inner circle, including BangBang's uncle Dendrick. I do not care for how Dendrick treats BangBang. BangBang is incredibly talented and caring, but it's never enough for the dwarf. Something else to keep an eye on. Gearshaft and Indigo, there's clearly something between them. Know a little bit about their history, but there's way more than meets the eye. Gearshaft watches Indigo fondly, but with some deep emotion I can't quite place. And Indigo's tough, but she seems to care. At least so much as to want things to run smoothly. Maybe she can help with Dendrick and BangBang's strained relationship. Someone in the inner circle caring can't be a bad thing. Soon we arrived to an empty field and a stone archway leading to nowhere, or so it seemed. Momentum's community is in a massive pocket dimension. Of course it is. Never seen anything like this. The amount of power needed to create something like this is staggering. I knew they had deep resources, but this is on a whole nother level. Once we crossed through the portal, we were awestruck by the environment. The whole community is laid out in a neatly divided circle, one section for each domain. And in the center, the inner circle, literally. The core members' residence, main stage, who knows what else. Each section is separated by walls, with gates to pass in between. Each gate can be opened by pressing our hand to a hidden magical rune. The members are free to go where they please, except for the inner circle's dwellings. Now, why all this extra security is necessary, I look forward to finding out. That they have means to control their members beyond just a soul contract, it doesn't surprise me in the least. Something else I'll need to look into, and it may turn out to be useful in the future. We all then found our new accommodations. Kit and Kat, they found a serene cabin in the Grace area. Dr. Hennings found a little mushroom cabin in Arcana. Even got to see BangBang's cabin, which is also in Grace. I found my home, a clay dome-shaped home in Arcana near the gate to the Midnight area. Somehow reminds me of home, or at least my homeland. I'll give Momentum that. They spare no expense or effort in what they provide to their members. Well, I've got quite a bit to do in the coming days, weeks, months. And digging into the resources I now have, hopefully to find answers not only to my own past, but also to Momentum's. And I guess that's it for now. Write again when I can. Although, being honest, I don't know how useful these letters actually are, especially since I'm not actually sending them to anyone. Well, at least they're helpful seeing where I've been and what's happened. Hopefully I'll be able to share these someday with my own people, maybe even my family. This all has to be worth it. We then see the Galapa neatly folding the letter, placing it into the envelope and sealing it. Puts it back into the satchel where we catch a glimpse of a large pile of these letters, all neatly tied together, addressed to no one.
All right. Well, first of all, yay, Jason, you did it.
It was awesome.
That was really great. If I do say so myself as the biased person. But that was great, and that did nail everything that happened last game. So now, as I said, in game, 2 days has passed. You guys arrived. You got to see the damages that happened from that explosion that you saw in the distance when you were doing your soul bounds and everything. And they had to finish the repairs on that so that they could move like they'd planned to. But in that time frame, you guys have gotten to home up your little cabins, turn them into what you'd like. And I'm going to give each of you a little bit to describe to me what these houses look like now. I'm going to pick on our married couple first. I would love to hear, because as a reminder, you guys found this kind of log cabin, wooden, next to this babbling brook with like a garden area kind of. But what have you guys decided to change about it, and what have you done to make it home?
So, first, the door is, I've painted the door or used whatever to make the door change colors. And it's a golden yellow. Everything on the inside furnishings are that golden yellow and like a royal hunter green is our color palette.
I don't know how familiar anybody is or our listeners with Anara's cabin on the Serenity, how plush her cabin is. The moment you walk into our abode, it looks like some sort of pillow monster has vomited everywhere. Pretty much not everywhere, I'm sorry.
Except for in our bedroom.
Our bedroom, yes. There is, on one of the walls, there is a large wheel that I will crank down. It's kind of spring-loaded, so we can get into bed and it will slowly crank itself back up till we are up in the ceiling. But the bed is a woven, basically cat bed.
Okay, underneath is our dance.
It's a dance floor. And also, so there's pillows everywhere and my instruments that I can't keep in my bag.
Our ceiling's pretty much a giant moonroof.
Yeah. Giant window that sees straight up to the stars or the sky or whatever projection is going on with Momentum tonight.
Sounds gorgeous. Yes. So, as we kind of got into last time, this is a pocket dimension. Momentum is magic incarnate, first of all, and they have used that magic to again create this pocket dimension. And each of the homes that you guys picked and that you attuned to with your soulbound runes in your hands, now these homes have basically turned into your own personal pocket dimensions. They're an extension of you and the soul bond that you have to Momentum. It's sort of a perk of this binding that you guys have taken on. So when you talk about you painted the door or you changed the ceiling, it's an instantaneous. All you guys have to do is think it, and the house will react to you. But it sounds like a cozy, nice little happy home, marital home that we're getting over there.
It's the most comfortable place in the world.
Love it. And Kat, did you change anything or add anything to the outside? I know that Kat's very nature oriented.
Lots of plants inside and out. Flowers, vining plants, like the ivy that grows that people don't want. Like she's got it fall up the one side of the house.
There's also a special patch of catnip for me.
I was gonna ask, do we have any catnip?
Some catnip, some cat grass.
I love it. Well, we'll get into everybody's mornings in just a moment, but I'm going to shift over to the good doctor, our doctor. I'd love to hear what you did to your sort of mushroom-sized cabin that you found.
Yeah. So when you first walk in, the ceilings are a lot higher than what you would expect. It's probably about 7 or 8 feet tall. And it's very, very cozy. I think it's the epitome of like your traditional sort of cottage where all of the furnishings are this like deep, very old wood. And when you walk in, there's like this nice big hearth with a little overstuffed chair next to it, rug on the floor. You notice there's also some stairs going down into like a basement area. Off to the side of the living room, where you first enter, is a small lab that he has with, a lot of his glassware, Bunsen burners, that sort of thing. He also has a small little clinic as well that he set up. So there's like a bed that people can lay on with a lot of his instruments and things set up on shelves and whatnot. But if you go down into the basement, there are two spaces rather. One is a little mushroom patch that he grows, different types of mushrooms, as well as allowing different types of varmints and critters to come in. So there's a lot of holes in the walls and in the ceiling and whatnot for birds to come in, want to, or cats, or foxes, little varmints, that sort of thing. And then off to the side of the mushroom patch is his bedroom, which looks very much like the rest of this cottage, except for the bed. The bed is way too big for him. It would be like a super California king-size bed on anyone else, but it's probably more like a queen than anything because he's a pretty small person. But it looks like he only sleeps on one side of it, but he keeps the other side made. Almost religiously. It's like very, very tidy. And the frame itself doesn't match anything else in the house. The frame itself is like very utilitarian. It's very like blocky. It's almost like a dark gray sort of black. And then outside, he has his little gardens where he picks different herbs and flowers and whatnot that he'll use for his medicinal purposes, tinctures, that sort of thing.
Oh, I love that. I don't know how many of you watched Treasure Planet, but it definitely reminds me of like a smaller condensed version of the doctor's home, in that when they went to go stay with him, where he had like the big fireplace with the bookshelves around it and like the big armchair, but then like 10 steps away he had like his lab stuff. Like that's very much what's in my head right now.
I heard that, yep.
I also have to comment that me too, doctor, me too. I have to have a big bed. A Cow King was actually not large enough for us at home. I measured a wall at one point, and we actually have 2 queen mattresses that we've strapped together. So I have a wall of beds in my home. Still not enough room because of our 2 dogs. But so yeah, feel that on a visceral level. I love that. That sounds wonderful. Now, the ceiling that you kind of described, is it sort of the same concept as like this pocket dimension, where it's like on the outside it doesn't look that big, and then once you step in, there's sort of like a magical component to it?
Yeah. On the outside, I think the house looks like a legally distinct version of what a small fantasy braces house might look like.
Oh yeah,
And
Yeah, it's up onto a hillside.
crimes with schmobbits. Well, that's 2 out of the 3 of our homes. That brings us right back over to you, my love. So Last time we talked about Tibbety finding sort of a clay domed home with a little bit of a marsh off to the side of it. What has he changed or kept the same or added?
Not a whole lot. I hate to be boring, but Tibbety is, he's been a no, been living a nomadic life for a very long time. He doesn't have much. He doesn't want much. But the only thing that he's added, as we, alluded to in the intro, is the writing area, the writing desk, so he can do his ritual. And then there's a bit of a library where he's doing some of his research into his own past. And there's a bit of a wall that he's just starting to put together with lines running into all sorts of weird patterns, and it's a conspiracy wall.
Oh.
He's looking for answers, and by God, he's gonna find them.
I love that. That's 2 for 2 now on our real plays of people that have conspiracy walls. As we know, Bryn in System Shifters, shameless plug, if you haven't listened to System Shifters, go listen now, is also on the Talking Crit channel. But she also has a very large conspiracy wall that she takes like smaller versions of to different places with her. So I love to hear that. It's okay, to be a little bit boring. I'd like to think, and I know we've kind of talked about this outside of table, on like goals and stuff, but Tibbety has been nomadic, like you said. So I like to think that he is hesitant even to unpack. Like it feels weird almost.
What little he does have, it typically, fits in his, various satchels or bags or pockets that he has, and not leaving and not taking all that with him feels wrong.
And, hopefully he'll get used to it. But, it's a good start for him to have that sort of writing area and like starting his wall and everything. I'm going to start on this side of the table for sort of our morning description, because Tibbety, as you kind of come out the front and like give a stretch and like you're slightly, turtle reptilian hands up to the sun to get some of the warmth, you notice that there's a cabin that wasn't next to you before that's now next to you.
Well, that wasn't there yesterday.
It's a familiar cabin. Actually, you visited this cabin.
I go up and knock on the door.
The door opens as if someone was waiting for you, and BangBang is there.
BangBang, what are you doing on this side of our what are you doing on this side of Arcana?
Turtle friend! Was lonely, missed you.
Well, always great to have a someone I know is a good neighbor be my neighbor.
BangBang kind of like nervously is like fiddling with his hands a little, and he's like, Turtle, is okay that I move closer?
Absolutely. BangBang, you're one of my favorite people that I know in this whole gestures wildly.
Yay! And he scoops you into one of those like shell cracking hooks.
Yep. Pat him back on the back. As much as I can move my arms.
Love that. And today, so normally BangBang, we lovingly have him wearing different noises. He has that ocarina earring that you gave him. He has varying types of bells kind of all about his person, strapped along his feet, on his belt. He's got a couple different like furs and things that are very reminiscent of the dwarf clan that raised him. Today, though, he has a very large hammer slung over his shoulder. This is a massive sized percussion hammer. Would not do any actual damage. It's one of those like foamed mallets on the top. But he does. He has this sort of like slung over his shoulder. And he
Big gong.
Yes, big gong hammer, very large. And he just, he looks kind of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to go. The dome, because again, it is a dome here. You can very obviously see like the edge of everything. It does mirror the outside world, the overworld, so to speak. So you get that same, like if it was raining on the outside world, you would get the rain on this, that sort of thing. So the sun is just starting to rise.
Could it be like magic, like it's always water, like not enough terrible rain. It's kind of pleasant when you walk through it.
Imagine it like you're within Oh gosh, what was that book series where they were like in the dome? It was the series itself was terrible.
Under the Dome, maybe?
It was, and I say series, it was a standalone. It was like these like
No, I have no idea.
it doesn't matter. Anyways, there was a series I remember reading once ever, and it was basically like a sci-fi one where like these barrier bubbles like appeared over specific cities, and I'm trying to use that to liken basically like it's not that it would be raining here, but like you guys have that like magic dome to it, so you can see the weather. But technically, to answer your question, yes, it's always like perfect weather, nice, that perfect like 68 to 70, like light breeze. Yes, yeah, Stephen King Under the Dome. Thank you for Google and my love. Anyway, so that's kind of the idea here. So yeah,
It was either that or Biodome.
That was sticky, pud.
that's a different plot. Okay, so yeah, so you and Bang Bang are, up kind of chit-chatting. No, Doctor, if I remember right, you were also on Arcana. You were just on the opposite side, where the wedge kind of meets. You were sort of there, where they're sort of towards the front more so. Um, so we're gonna kind of hop over to you here and just, again, the sun's starting to come up and your morning is starting. What would that sort of entail for the doctor?
I think the doctor gets up really, really early, like super early, as a lot of older folks are wont to do. And I think you find him sort of standing there and staring at this Erlenmeyer flask, and there's liquid inside of it, and it's bubbling because there's a flame underneath it. And he's like very intently, sort of just like looking at it until a little ding goes off. He grabs it, he swirls it a little bit, sniffs it, and then pours it into a mug and starts sipping on it as his morning tea. And then goes over to his desk and starts taking notes over these little pieces of wood that he has set out. There's probably like 6 or 7 small pieces that all have different types of scorch marks on them. He's been trying to recreate what he briefly saw on the stage a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Because as sort of a recall for everyone listening, and then also for us, because it's been a couple weeks, when you guys went to this main stage area, Harkin was with you, and one of our other new initiates, and she mentioned that if it had been a pyrotechnic accident, like Smoke had mentioned on stage, it was a bit of a different kind of scorching. There's like chemicals that come off of pyrotechnics. It's usually like discolored. Whereas what you guys were seeing were more is like just a true like burn. It was almost like straight up fire is kind of what you were seeing. So has the doctor had any luck? Have we found anything?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, let's see. Let's get a roll in for our game because, we do like to occasionally throw the shiny math rocks. Let's do a knowledge. Let's see how much the doctor has put into this.
That's not great. That's an 11. It is hope, though.
Oh, mark your hope. Do you have any experiences that might help with this?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think really the only thing that I could possibly use would be my Loreborn
Mm.
advantage on history, culture, politics, but no, that's more sciencey stuff. So yeah, I think it's just the straight up knowledge.
Well, unfortunately, that was not high enough to get a major success. I'm going to say probably for the last like day and a half that the doctor has kind of gotten settled and done things. They've kind of been trying to find this answer. But unfortunately, they just haven't been able to replicate it. Short of taking basically that piece of wood and holding it directly over the fire, they haven't gotten anything close to those same scorch marks. So they're still kind of just like, oh, head scratching at it. Um, but yeah, hopping back over to our lovely newlyweds. What does a morning entail for you guys?
So, I generally get up earlier than my beloved here. I hop out of our basket bed and I'll individually set some of my instruments up, depending on my mood of the morning. Today happens to be a jazz-filled morning. So there's some light percussion. There's some weird saxophone sounds coming out of a woodwind. Who knows? I fry us up some of the fish that we brought with us from back home. and I'll set the counterweight to slowly lower her down as she stirs in the morning.
And as she hops out of bed, the plate's already ready to go. Always breakfast in bed every morning. Of course, always. I think that's obviously the only place we have besides the empty floor and pillows. So,
Good morning, darling.
good morning, my love.
Getting really good breakfast. Very.
Yes, I'm afraid that I'm not sure we're gonna find any more in this special sea trout.
Well, I think we're traveling. Maybe we'll be able to find something along the way.
There was something exotic.
Maybe.
Sounds excellent. It's a good idea to keep an eye out.
Snowbirds. You like it.
I do know some places in what is it, Hollywood? What are we calling it?
Hollywood.
Hollywood. There's some very exquisite places in Hollywood where no Leibniz and finds sea crabs.
So it's delightful.
Yes. Anyhow, only have on the docket today. Looks very nice out.
Come on up. Visit the others, see what they've done with their houses.
And you guys do know that there was an announcement made yesterday that normally there's a welcome bonfire party at the main stage. They offer sort of a section of open mic for the new initiates and old performers during, or part of the group, pardon me. So it had been rescheduled because of the repairs and the things that you guys kind of got to see. So you do know that that's happening this evening. But you have time between there. I'm going to jump back just a little bit because, you know, Kit, you mentioned the next stop for you guys, which is to the city of Hollywood.
There's no Dermo making that email.
I know when we're going so early.
Nice. So we'll get our eyes out there and then finish the tour, and they'll be jonesing for us to come back and maybe make residency there.
Maybe. Do you think we can take our house with? Really, I love this. I know it's only been 2 days, but it's kind of my dream home.
It is kind of perfect. Jean-Jacques going to lie. And I'll kick the thing in the metal back up.
Well, we'll get famous enough. Surely.
I mean, there's no other way to be.
There's no one better than you.
Absolutely not.
As you guys finish up your breakfast, who do you think you would like to try and visit first?
I'm sure Tibbity needs some direction on colors.
I sure would love to see BangBang. I know
Yes,
he
Bang.
likes saying relativity lots of Yuri too.
Bang can help me give him direction on colors.
And I have an awesome new instrument I was hoping to show.
We should find the doctor too.
Okay.
I don't know if he remembers me, but he visited me when I was younger. Mom and Dad called him for me.
I don't trust the doctors too much.
Well, you probably didn't have good experiences. He was really kind, and
No, that's what I said I needed to have. I had things like kidney stones. There's some sort of strange magic, and I feel like he did it too.
I mean, maybe he was the witch doctor. I don't, but the doctor's good. He's good. Could be.
I mean, anytime I've gone to a witch for an ailment that kid was hurting my back, I mean, Dad had turned me to a frog for a little while.
Oh, the witch makes your back hurts.
But up, ching. He married a witch, in case our listeners didn't know that. So,
Hey,
You know the type of witch I'm called. I spent some time as a frog, and then, once I'm not a frog anymore, then my back's cured.
just put it right back into place.
glad you're not a frog anymore.
Only your love could ever turn me back from one Epavasar.
Okay, so you guys go heading off. Now, like we explained last time, the setup of this pocket realm for momentum is sort of a clock with different wedges for all of those different core values that are in Daggerheart, everything from grace to arcana and all of those things that we've already mentioned. You guys settled in the grace section. All of those sort of opulent, luxurious feelings here in Grace. You have like silks hanging from the buildings and
I feel like an ever-blooming cherry blossom along the running streets, creeks through here.
oh yeah, that perfect breeze that they just like kind of fall as you walk.
All in beautiful, serene all the time.
Beautiful. And lucky for you guys, Arcana's not that far off to get to. And you do know that that's where Tivity landed. And BangBang actually told you before he moved his cabin that he came to see his kitty cat friend and his pretty kitty friend, and told you guys that he wanted to be closer to Turtle Friend. And so you guys make your way between the wedges. Again, like we talked about last time, you can traverse through these wedges at your own leisure. You guys just have to press your palms against the walls at the gates, and that magic rune that you have from your soul bind allows you in and out. And so you guys enter into Arcana. And it's a little different from where you guys came from in Grace. Arcana has more sort of I think I likened it last time to sort of like a college campus. You had those very like marbly buildings. They look like libraries for the most part. A little more structured than what you just came from in that sort of like opulence of Grace. It's still pretty. But like where you guys came from, that sort of perfect cherry blossom wind, this would be sort of right. Yeah, this would be more so like fall on a college campus. Like the leaves have just started to tinge different colors, a little bit of briskness in the air, and everyone walking around seems to have a book in their hand, that sort of thing.
I'll take my jacket off and put it over your shoulders as we come in.
Thank you, darling.
Okay. And you guys manage to find the cabin areas. It's pretty easy to find your friends because at the moment, BangBang has poor Tibbity in a very shell-crushing hug.
Do we interrupt something, friend?
BangBang, you aren't getting the move right next door. How about that?
Help.
BangBang, give me a hug. Gently, gently.
Pretty kitty friend! Pretty kitty and Kit Kat friend!
Hey, friend, my big friend. I got some new instrument to show you.
Music? And you notice, Kit, that he is wielding a massively large percussion hammer.
Do you have a drum big enough for that, my friend?
Oh, Kit Katsy gong?
Yes, I Kit Kat see gone.
And BangBang is gonna reach down, and this is his like toddler mindset trying to like grab your hand, but it's basically like your whole forearm because he's so much larger than you, and he like cartoon yoinks you like into his cabin. And BangBang's cabin, I think I briefly went into this last time, and I'll kind of like go back to make sure I say this correctly, but the thing I really truly envisioned for his is like he has a lot of different wind chimes out on the front. He's got like, it's a wooded cabin kind of similar to what you guys had. But once you step inside, there's like every instrument imaginable. Like you thought your instruments were, that collection was like massive. Oh gosh, no. This is like the Rube Goldberg's room of instruments. Like, it looks like he could drop a marble on one end and it could play everything.
That's awesome.
Like, just imagine that. And sure enough, he drags you through the main area where you saw like a table and some kitchen stuff, past a door that looks like maybe bedroom, to the very back near a big picture window, and there is a gong that takes up most of the wall.
Where did you find one this big, my friend?
Mama made for me.
She made this.
Mama dwarf.
Is it tuned? Let's hear it.
And he said, must be kind. Have taught to be kind. And he holds the hammer out to you, as if
Go down to the ground, like dropping a bit. Right. And I'll here, take this, and I'll hand him my tail.
he'll hold it up.
Counterweight, and I'll lift it up.
Amazing. I'm gonna need everybody to give me an agility check. And unfortunately, Doctor, that does include you because you are in the vicinity.
15 with fear.
11 with fear.
4 with fear.
9 with fear.
Remember just feeding me today. Just like to remind everybody that I ended last game with 8 fear, and so now I have 12 nice little skulls hanging out here, my fear tokens. All right. Anyone who got an 8 or less. If you got over an 8, you're fine. But if you got an 8 or less, this resonating gong, like, it's a pretty noise. It really is. It's a finely tuned. We'll get to that in a second because I'm gonna give you another roll on that kit here for the instrument portion. But it is loud. I mean, it rings straight down to like your bones. And so if you got under an 8, which I think unfortunately was just you, Kat, you kind of at the point you were trying to step in after your husband and BangBang.
Fall straight on my ass.
Oh yeah, fell backwards. Your like teeth are chattering, like again, very cartoon, like I'm imagining
Probably not
cats in
the
cartoons.
first time it's happened.
Probably not. Probably not. Cats in cartoons where like they get shocked by something and they just like stick their legs straight out. But yeah, you definitely get kind of jostled by this. Now, doctor, you hear this? I mean, like perfect resonance. There's just this gong noise that has happened.
Yeah, I think the doctor's like mid sip on his tea, and when it happens, he just spills it all over himself. He starts putting on his suspenders and like coming outside. He's like, hey, don't worry. Just incoherent noises as he's angrily making his way.
You're right, kids.
Yes, yes, darn kids.
Okay. So Kit, if you would like to give me, remind me for your bard, what do you generally do? What do you roll for? Is that your finesse or perfect? Give me a presence roll because this has to do with your bardic talent. I don't need hope or fear on this one. This is more of just straight knowledge.
It's a 17.
Okay, perfect. Um, first things first, this is a perfectly balanced gong. And you know, for most percussion instruments, they have to have a very careful balance to them. Also, like the level of either hollowness or thinness for the sound they want to make. But specifically, too, this is made out of a very interesting metal. You can't quite put your finger on what kind, but it's not the normal, just like brass or tin or normally what you would see with some of these like gongs, hi-hats, etc. Um, it is so gorgeous, the noise that this makes. Like it does resonate through your bones, but in like a harmonious way. I mean, you're a little enthralled by this.
So, hey, it's in all the right places, Bang Bang. We could use this.
Yeah, Mama is a dwarf. She adopted me because my real mama and dad die, and she took me in. But she is minor, and she knows weapons and metal. But Papa is singer, is bard, like Kit Kat, like Dendrick, and like Bang Bang. And so they work together when Bang Bang come here, and they make gong.
It's absolutely, it's perfect. It's perfect, my friend. I'm staring at myself in this reflection, smile.
Yeah. Okay. And Doctor, you come upon the cabin. You see Tivity outside. You see Cat, unfortunately, trying to brush down her fluff. She's sort of got that like resonance of like a cat that's just been stepped on.
Yeah, I think I look. Hey, cat, Divity, good to see. I'm guessing you also heard that noise.
What?
Okay.
Bang Bang has a she's like screaming at you. Bang Bang has a really large gong, apparently. Kit, I assume, hit it and knocked me over. I don't
Oh,
I don't
sorry. I'm sorry, my love. I'll start pushing your hair down. But I truly think this could be the perfect finale. This is a perfect finale piece. Like, look, I mean, look at it. Look,
darling, how are we gonna travel with it?
Bang Bang. Bang Bang's gotta play. It's gotta be in the show.
Kit Kat want Bang Bang help?
100%, my friend.
Bang Bang help! And he starts jumping up and down, and his bells start ding, 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 ding.
Listen, he's got natural talent.
Absolutely.
He exudes rhythm.
Just
Yeah, do you mind exuding that rhythm somewhere farther away from my house, if at all possible? I was mid-tea. Kind of like gestures down to his clothes, which are just soaked. And, well, now I'm wearing it. So, if you don't mind, just bang, bang, my friend, just keep it down. Just as finished.
very nice smelling tea, Doctor.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's a little bit of cardamom. There's some daisy in there as well. Bit of actually mealworm. I put in there.
Smells nice, at least. I don't know about the worm part, but
Tivity, as they're discussing tea now, you noticed that as soon as the doctor nicely did it, like he did scold Bang Bang, but it was very nice. Like he was very kind. But as soon as this happened, Bang Bang like shrinks into himself, like immediately, like shoulders curve in. He go, I not mean be bad, turtle.
It's okay, Bang Bang. We just gotta mind our neighbors. Be kind to other people. Not everyone likes, all the noise all the time. but that's okay. Why don't we go talk to the good doctor for a minute?
Okay. Apologize?
That would be a good idea.
Okay. As you guys are finishing up your conversation, Bang Bang kind of slinks over and he looks at the doctor first and he goes, "I sorry, doctor."
Hey, it's all right, big fella. You're fine. In fact, you know what? I might have came over here a little bit hot-headed. Hold on, give me a second. Uh, Turns around, and is kind of like digging in his pockets, and he whip back around, and he has like it's like a hard candy. Tucker, slap a word, there's original, hands it out to him.
And Bang Bang takes it and he goes, "Oh, more medicine candy."
No, this one's not. This one's just straight sugar. It's really bad for you, actually. But it tastes amazing.
He doesn't even care. Like, he didn't even hear past you giving. Like, in his head, this is your equivalent of giving him medicine because that's what you gave him the lozenge last time. And so in his head, he's like, "Oh, the doctor has forgiven me. I'm okay." He's like popped the candy in his mouth and this is like, it's okay. It's fine. The doctor gave me candy. We're good. Okay. Well, you guys have, it's probably like late morning by this point. You do have the rest of the day if there's anything particular that you'd like to do. But basically, as the sun starts to set, is when that welcome party is going to happen. You guys know that there's going to be a contained bonfire at the main stage. They're going to be offering some performances that happen during the normal time of Momentum's tour. And they also have an open mic section for anyone new or any past performers who want to sort of present to the crowd or perform or anything along those lines. Is there anything in particular that anyone wants to do before that tonight?
Right. So yes, the instrument that I brought for BangBang is some thumb finger thimbles, but I want to teach him how to utilize those with the art of pamboni as well. Okay. Using his body as an instrument because it's not so loud, and harmony will save your life someday.
Okay.
Regular show callback for anybody that knows. I rolled a 12 with folk on a presence roll for that.
If that's what you were going to call for.
It was absolutely what I was going to call for. Let me.
Oh, +2, so that would also 14. But that would have been my last roll words. 11. With fear.
Okay, so Bang Bang got a 15 on his. So between the two of you, you spend the afternoon, and Bang Bang shows you some of his instruments. You give him this instrument that you had planned to give him. They sort of work together. Now, if you would like, you guys could kind of cobble together a bit of a performance for this evening. Easy peasy. Between those two roles, you definitely managed to kind of mesh, work together. You both vibe off of each other pretty well already.
Right.
So that's an easy ask if that's something you want to kind of spend the afternoon
Yeah,
doing.
no, I didn't know if there was a way you were wanting to track this.
So I'm going to say for this one, if you want to sort of continue to perform with Bang Bang,
Right. So if I'm trying to set up for the performance tonight, this would be one step completed. You succeeded with. I want to do one with her, and then I don't know if there's anything else you should come up with, but those were two I had in my mind.
yeah, absolutely. So what I would say is we'll do one more presence roll from each of you for y'all's practice, but the one for you and Bang Bang has passed. You're good. You guys will be able to perform tonight. And what I'm going to do for you specifically, Kit, is we're going to do sort of like a sliding scale performance. So what that's going to mean is that the very first time you perform with somebody, there's going to obviously be like a higher number for you to perform well. But the more that you perform with people, the you're going to be able to obtain bonuses and also that number is going to go down. So not as a set example, but let's just say like for this being the very first time you guys have ever performed together in front of a, stage and all that, I'm going to say combined you need to have like a 15 combined. And then if you do well, next time that could go down to like a 12. And then, next time after that, it could go down to a 9 and so forth and so forth. And then the more you perform with somebody, you'll be able to get a couple bonuses. So like, again, we'll work this out off table a little bit, but you hit 4 performances with somebody, you get a +1 every time you perform with them. Those sorts of ideas. So we'll kind of come up with a set before next game, but I think that's how the best way it's going to work. So from my married couple, then I just need a combined presence roll.
Right, and I would like to spend a vote to do devoted spouse for a spirit loaded.
Throw nice. Absolutely. That makes sense because, devoted spouse. Yes.
15, 16, 17.
It's a
7 would hope.
okay. It's okay. It's a combined effort. So no, it's okay. That is still a success. A little shakier. So it kind of takes you a couple notes, a couple bars to kind of be confident, but you always manage.
I've not had a crowd this large before. I'm a little bit. Forgive me.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, but my love, we've got BangBang in back row, the giant medals disc, and I thought about a handball for the finale.
Well, yes, but what if I
They're going to be paying attention to that. It'll be a riot.
just keep an eye in case I,
Also, if just your beauty is enough, you could just stand there.
I might.
Fine, if it'll work, it works.
But if I slip, just catch me or we're dancing or something.
When have you ever slipped while dancing? And I wasn't there to catch you.
I love you.
Still love you.
BangBang behind the trees go, oh, pretty kitty Kit Kat in love. And BangBang's right behind you. Okay, so you guys proceed to practice through the afternoon. Jason, my dear, my love, what is Tivity doing?
I think he's just kind of getting the lay of the land, see what areas are around and what resources each has to provide.
Okay. Is there anything in particular that you feel like he'd be looking for?
I recall there being some mention of a library.
Yeah, there's a couple different ones. Just as a bit of a reminder, each of the sections is designated to those overarching ones for Daggerheart. So there would potentially be a library in each section, but it would be designated to different things. Specifically in Arcana is the largest library, but that's also because it is Arcana. And by definition, if it didn't have the largest library, well, what am I doing as a force of nature? But it depends on what you're looking for. Were you wanting just to kind of at this point suss out like the Arcana one, or
More to get a lay of the land of like histories and that kind of knowledge.
sure? Um, so I guess going back to the question. Sorry, I'm going to ask one more time. Do you think he would want to focus on the Arcana one specifically, or are you asking like, is there a better one for what he's looking for?
Would there be a better one for like the nations, different nations' histories and that kind of thing to just, looking for answers to my past or different things that might lead me somewhere.
Okay, gotcha. So I would say probably Arcana would be the best one to focus on
Cool.
because that's going to be more, I'm going to say academia faced, whereas the other ones might be a little bit more, I don't want to use the word bias, but bias. So as you wander around Arcana a little bit, as I kind of described before, this pocket dimension, this den realm, it's set up similar to the nine-pointed star that you guys have all seen that has to do with a lot of the belief system here in the Daggerheart realm. And each wedge is for each of those designated areas. So again, we got Grace, Midnight, Arcana, Sage, Bone, Blade, Valor, Splendor, and Codex. Specifically in Arcana, again, everything is very school-based, very knowledge-based. So there is tall buildings, big pillared areas, the biggest of which is something that looks very similar to what the Parthenon would look like. The big marble steps, big marble pillars, wide open area, not a true door to it. It sort of just opened up. And as soon as you walk in, it's just rows upon rows of shelves. Think of like the biggest college library that you could think of. And that's what Tivity has kind of stepped into. So do you think Tivity would just like start looking? Do you think he would maybe look for like a librarian or some direction? What do you think he would do?
Probably do a little bit of wandering initially just to get a lay of the area. doesn't have a clear idea of what he's looking for just yet. It's just familiarizing.
Okay. You wander in and out, and I mean, you could wander and get lost 10 times over in this place. Um, you kind of get an idea of how things are set up. Give me, let's do a knowledge check.
Not instinct.
Do you think that instinct would be better for Tibbety?
I do think it would be.
Argue with me.
This is a new place, and he's always been one to, follow his gut, and it seems to, typically lead him in the right direction.
Fair enough. And this is how I like to force of nature, guys. I want you to argue with me and tell me your characters and stand up for them. So give me an instinct roll, my love.
16 with hope.
Perfect. Make sure to mark your hope. Tibbety manages to get a little bit of a lay of the land. It's massive. This is on the scale of like what a small neighborhood would be size-wise. Like, it's huge. Again, think largest college library that you can think of, and that's what you're currently inside of. But you do manage to find a kind of a history pocket. The section you managed to find specifically is for the local area. So once again, the entire nation that we are on is called Biravan. That's the entire continent itself. And you guys are currently in the Pawani region, which is the most water adjacent and coastal, aside from one other region. It's focused mostly on this region's history. So you've managed to kind of stumble into an area that focuses on the Pawani region specifically. Is there anything in particular he would want to try and find once he kind of has figured that out, or is he just kind of still browsing?
Just kind of browsing, but is really hoping more for some information he may have not come across previously about his home area.
Okay.
Because that's where he's from and what he knows not a whole lot about.
Understood. I'm going to pick on the other side of my table really quickly. What kind of librarian do we maybe think would be hanging out in the library, guys? We're going to make an NPC together really quickly.
I think they're prude.
They're prude. That is not one of the designated races in Tiger Heart.
Fruit character. It's me. Yeah, I would say probably, or furball, maybe, like a very tall, female presenting, uptight furball.
Okay. Give me a little bit of description, Jess. What do we think they look like? Again, I know tall, female presenting. Give me some like hair color, eye color, what kind of cow they might look like.
Older, but very pretty. Like, and she probably knows that she's like the hot librarian, but she's also like the mean librarian. So she has a lot of fun with that, I think.
I am unfortunately now just imagining the librarian from the second Goofy movie. I hope everyone's
Kind with the oddity.
She's the one person who's not affected by my damn charm, and I can't figure her out, so...
lovely. So yeah, Tibbety, you see what we just described to you. You see this older but very pretty furball woman. I'm going to say that she has sort of a skin similar to BangBang, that clay color, like almost verging on sort of like orange and red tones. And the bright, like golden eyes that you akin to very pretty furball women. Dark red hair pulled back into like a very severe bun. Pair of glasses with like the connecting chain on the edge of her nose. And she's sort of like stacking the books as you walk upon her.
Still morning, or are we in the afternoon?
It's probably right around midday at this point.
I'll just give a kind of a generic greeting. Hello, good day. Do you have a moment?
Oh, yes, of course. Justin, what is my furball named? Let's grab.
About Aranessa?
Ooh, I like that. Aranessa. Okay. Yes, of course. My name is Aranessa. I am one of the librarians. Can I help you with something?
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Tibbety. I'm looking through your history section of, what I've seen so far in this very impressive establishment. I haven't been able to find a whole lot on the Ramil region. Do you happen to know if you might have any hidden books or stowaway books somewhere that might point me towards?
Oh, goodness, yes, you are in the wrong section, my dear. You see, we like to go by a alphabetical system, but within subsection of uh, categories. And so in this instance, you are in the history section, but you are currently in the coastal history section. Whereas if you go about 10 rows north, you're going to hit the northern section. And then if you, is the same way, go a couple adjacent to the west, you would hit the section that you are looking at. Just giving this very long, drawn out, like very lore-born, like explanation. But you get the gist. You can basically kind of, from what she said, find your way over there and find some more information.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I will let you know if I need any further assistance.
Oh, absolutely. You're one of the new initiates, aren't you?
Indeed, I am.
Well, welcome to Momentum. And again, my name is Irenessa. If you need anything, I usually work the day shift, and I am happy to put you in the right direction.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. She goes back to her book stocking. Okay. So while Timothy looks for a book in the library, Doctor.
Yeah, I think the doctor wants to do two things. First off, he wants to see if he can get Cat alone, just for a second. Like, maybe while Kit's practicing.
The face that was just made across our table.
Practicing with the bang bang. Maybe the doctor's like,
Yep. Yes, doctor. What?
gesturing to come over. Yeah, I know we had mentioned before that we had met, and I know your family, and I was just wondering, well, first, how are they? Are they all right?
Oh,
The
they're
father?
great. They were well, they were a little uneasy about my marriage to Kit.
Oh, as I look over to see what's yep.
But
Ham boning or trying to teach the giant how to ham bone.
I don't know what they were always so supportive. I don't really know what they were wanting me to marry or who.
Yes.
I don't think they wanted me to marry, honestly. I think they just wanted me to stay in their house forever. I'm sorry. They're good. They're good.
That's great. I wouldn't know why they would possibly object to him anyway.
Right? He's so fantastic.
Yeah, he's a fantastic guy. Can I ask you a bit of a personal question? Do you remember when I visited you as a child? I came there for a very specific reason.
Yeah, don't you remember? I mean, well, I had been trying to get my parents to call, let me see a doctor. They said I was fine, and I finally convinced them, and I thought it was. Oh, I'd never met you before. I thought it was kind of strange not seeing my primary doctor, but yeah, like you came to see me because I was having one of my episodes, and I don't remember the episode if that's what you're referring to. I don't remember much from that, but I do remember your face. I didn't think you recognized me at first.
I mean, to be honest, I've seen a lot of strange things in my day. I've been around for a very long time, and well,
The strange thing.
not you, my dear, but
Bang Bang is mimicking right behind the cat, by the way. You have like this very vastly different size. You've got like the almost 8-foot Bang Bang ham boning and like frog walking behind the like I'm thinking closer to like 4 or 5-foot Katari that is like frog walking it.
just taking us in. It's like, no, not you. Of course not you, but your malady is honestly, I haven't seen anything like it since, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. I've met people before that have had episodes. similar to yours. I've met people before that have claimed to have something like yours, but never the exact thing. And to be honest with you, it's kind of been plaguing me all of these years. I just want to know, are you still having them?
I don't think so. It's been quite some time. The last time was it's because a year or two ago. Tivity actually helped me once. That's how I know him. But since I've been with Kit, they're not coming around so much.
Interesting. You wouldn't be adverse to the idea of me maybe coming around regularly to just do some checkups, perhaps gather some data, and it's just medically very interesting.
I mean, sure. Of course, I would love to have you around if it happens to happen again. Um, it seems when things are not not, not going the way I want, but the last time it happened was before, okay, as I said, and um, I wasn't as happy. So I guess maybe it's tied to. I don't know. That's my only assumption is that it's tied to that. Maybe.
Doctor, would you mind giving me an instinct roll?
It's a 16 with hope.
Perfect. Mark your hope. Um, as Kat is explaining this, as far as you can tell, she's being honest, first and foremost. Like, in her head, she seems to think that she hasn't quite had an episode in the last year and a half or so. Um, but you definitely remember getting a letter a couple months back before anything happened with the marriage or anything, as a follow up from her mother specifically, because her father was very opposed to you coming and helping or anything. But her mother was very much of the thoughts that they needed a professional. They needed someone who was good at interesting and odd cases. So she did send you a letter about 6 months ago that said that if you found yourself in the region at any point, that there had been a couple incidents, and that they would appreciate if you came to see them again. And especially now being around Cat, a lot of kind of that curiosity has been dredged up a little bit because you remember this was an odd case. You never really got an answer. But as far as she's saying, and it's not a deception because you know the difference. You know when someone's trying to deceive you. But as far as she's concerned, she has not had an episode in over a year.
Hmm. Yeah, very interesting. I think when she says this, the doctor just sort of looks at her for a little while and um, nods his head and goes, "Oh, I guess I'll be seeing you soon then. It was a pleasure catching up." And and look at Kit. It was a pleasure catching up.
And I do, bang bang. Know what you know. It's legs, boobs, then your stomach. Oh, you too, doc. You too.
At this walking away.
Oh yeah.
And the second thing I wanted to do is I wanted to see closer towards the evening, like when the sun's about to set and the performance is about to start. I want to try to sneak into where the pyrotechnics are being.
Sure. We're actually going to save that because we're coming to the end of this session this evening. I'm going to say everybody does their normal things. You prepare, you read books, you teach a giant how to ham bone, and do all those fun things. And we're going to call it for now. And we're going to see what happens at that bonfire next time. And we're going to get a little insight next time as well to how momentum works on the journey to Hollywood. Well, I hope that you, dear listeners, enjoyed that almost as much as Kit enjoyed his new gong that BangBang introduced him to. Next time, we'll get to hear a little bit more about momentum, how things work, maybe dig into that mystery on the main stage. You'll have to come back to find out. In the meantime, if you just can't wait for our next episode, a couple people you should be paying attention to are the Dodo Born crew, an amazing Daggerheart role play, Queen of Daggers, Heart of Fire just started their 2nd season. You should also be very interested in Tales by Daggerlight. They have some amazing stuff coming out, and also just had some art done by yours truly, the force of nature of this very show. And of course, all of our Talking Crit productions. We've got Miami 86, Biscayne Business posting. We have an ongoing Magical Malady Kids on Broom series that's about to hit its finale posting on YouTube. And also, Justin from this very show is running the Stormlight Archives RPG every Tuesday streamed on our Twitch channel. Make sure to check on all of our socials. Join us in the Discord. You'll get to see all of us cool people, maybe even join in some games. Until then, guys, stay nerdy.